Hello, this is a message from the future again. Sadly, episode 7 of Arc 1 was lost in time because of me forgetting to upload it to YouTube in time. But do not worry, I will give a small recap of what happened in that episode. Yep, enjoy. As Jax takes the amulet out of the glowing orb, wind surges through the room. Both red and yellow light shines through him as his power surges. The wind stops, and before you is the same Jax you have always known, but now one eye shining dimly yellow, one eye still the fire red. In his hands he holds the amulet, and as he still wears the mask, he can see the words written upon it. When their hearts are filled with hate, may the wind restore their faith. When they praise their fates too far, call the winds and praise Uldar. In the middle of the amulet, a button is engraved. Around it, symbols depicting the wind. It forms a broken circle. When pressing the circle, a gust of wind flies around him. The amulet becomes a hilt as a short sword grows out of it. A weapon stolen from the enemy. Its power unimaginable. The party gathered. The door to the dungeon was opened. After the riddles of the laboratory were defeated. All of them take a breath and get ready to go to sleep. For one of them, however, rest will not come easy that night. Mato's cursed ring shines a bright red light, as does the hourglass of Epoch lying upon the table, a symbol of the god of time himself. It reaches out to the ring, and for a second it fights back as a flash of red energy fills the room. But then a snap, a flash of yellow, a blink of eternity, and then silence. The room goes dark. However, as the voice in Mato's head sighs in defeat, something unexpected happens. For the fate of life is bound to time, but when memories are recreated, even the Lord of Time himself could not expect the consequences. A creature reappears, a creature now unbound from time, hidden in a memory, and bound now from his master's wishes. A creature new to this world but free to see its beauty. A small water elemental stares at his brand new world from the bottom of the laboratory. His eyes shine with purpose. A voice echoes through the party's head as they enter Libertas's tomb. Enter now, my subjects, feast in my domain, taste the bonds of freedom, for bound you will remain. Fear what you can't know, children of the free, embrace your true potential. knowledge is the key. As the party enters the tomb, they will quickly see 9 coffins line the hallway through a bigger door to the tomb they wish to find. Within it, 9 keyholes are found, 9 riddles that need to be solved. It seems these are no normal coffins, however. After a quick investigation, the party discovers that all of these coffins have a link to one of the lesser gods. Lucia, the goddess of knowledge, Chis, the god of trade, Fia, the god of territory and war, Liana, the goddess of hope, Kereban, the many-faced god, Baltodem, the god of fear, Say, the god of art and inspiration, Misk, the goddess of luck and trickery, and Dampos, the god of vengeance and wrath. The party uses their vast knowledge to quickly take care of the eye-ridden coffin of Lucia. They produce something so frail it can be destroyed with a whisper as they stand in silence before the coffin. It reveals the first key, the first of many. Second key they find in the coffin of Chis, a coffin filled with gold meant to trick the greedy among them. None of them fall for its tricks, however, as they find the golden key within it. A poisonous trap awaits the party as they try to open Fea's coffin. They dodge it without much problems, however, as they achieve the third key within it. It is the fourth key that brings the first real problems, as Ritz goes to open the coffin of Baltodem, the god of fear. He is met with his biggest fear, the fear of losing his goddess. Ritz, living his entire life for the goddess that he serves, falls to his knees, the light dimming around him, a shadow of fear itself approaching him, no longer resisting the creeping nightmares around him. He attacks Jax as Jax tries to console him. The party seems broken. Mihasa, however, is not done with Ritz yet, as she reaches out to him, not to give him power, not to lend him power of her own, but to make him see the real power within himself. Ritz, now finally realizing that his power comes not only from his goddess, but from the very willpower within his own body, fights back against the fear, ultimately defeating it, leaving the party at edge, however, as they approach the next coffin. Liana stands for hope, for family, for society, for home. But most of all, she stands for the idea of showing weakness to those that are weaker than yourself, to put yourself at the same level as others. It is this that she tests as the party approaches her coffin. This, however, does not go well, as the party is required to show their weakness. An argument breaks out. It is the fear of Baltodem that infected them. But it is eventually that same fear that brings them together once more. As Ritz realizes that all of them might be different, they are all equal on one level or the other. The goddess is happy enough with this answer as she knows the party still has a way to go. The next coffin would test that very bond between them once more as Mato approaches the coffin of the many-faced god of Cereban himself. He is no longer himself. A memory overtakes him. You find yourself in an ancient throne room. You see an elf enter it as you hear yourself speak. You are not welcome here, Libertas. We all know what you have done. Leave this place or fight. You see the elf smile wide as he speaks with a thundering voice. People around you cover their ears as they fall to the ground. Someone runs up to the elf with his sword above his head. The elf lifts a single finger and the man goes up in flame. Another tries to strike him from afar. He looks in his eyes and the man shoots himself in the head instead. He makes his way to you and stops, his eyes turning red as he turns away from the elf and turns towards you, Mato. He looks you in the eyes and smiles. You feel something trying to enter your body. Mato stays, curious for this power that might be gifted to him. He lets the creature enter his very being as it tries to corrupt his mind with the possibilities of endless potential. Mato resists, however, but realizes, however, that these items he picked up from the laboratory are not as innocent as they might have seemed, as that same voice that talked to him through this memory is the same one that was in his head while holding these items. He decides, however, to keep the ring. As Jax goes back to the laboratory to return the book, he too cannot find it in himself to destroy such a powerful artifact. It is here the party ends their journey for this episode, knowing there are 3 more gods left to conquer, 3 more tasks left to be overcome. And the goddess of trickery, the goddess of beauty, and the god of vengeance and wrath are no gods easily conquered.